Good morning, boys and girls. Nice to meet you online. Hope our lesson will be educational and interesting. Will you be able to guess the topic of today's lesson if I say that it is about activities and sports that are adventurous, challenging, exciting, sensation-seeking, adventurous, and sometimes even crazy? I hope you can. You've understood that we are going to speak about extreme sports and activities. We'll also review some grammar, conditional sentences, type 3, and real condition. So, by the end of the lesson, you'll be able to use some active vocabulary on topic extreme sports and words that are used to express preferences. We'll also be able to speak about hypothetical past situations. Sport, and especially extreme sports, have grown rapidly in importance, and the extreme sports and games attract growing numbers of participants. But why are we so addicted to extreme sports? A famous English writer of the 20th century, J.K. Chesterton, said, "Adventure is the champagne of life." Paraphrasing the proverb, we may say that extreme sports are the champagne of life. What makes people risk their lives to do them? Why do they spend lots of time and money on dangerous activity that can harm them? Each person has his or her own answer. I hope all of you will be able to give your answers as well. What extreme sports and activities can you name? Let's mention some of the most common ones. Ice canyoning, sliding down canyons. Parkour, moving rapidly through an air. Underwater hockey, hockey played underwater in a swimming pool. Extreme mountain biking, riding mountain bikes off cliffs. Bungee jumping, the activity of jumping off a high bridge. Ice diving, diving through a hole into a very cold sea that has ice on the top. Sky surfing, jumping out of a plane with a whiteboard on your feet. Ski jumping, skiing down a long sloping platform and jumping off at the end. Snowboarding, standing on a short whiteboard and moving very fast down a hill covered with snow. Snow rafting, moving very fast down a hill covered with snow, sitting in a rubber boat. Whitewater rafting, moving a rubber boat through water and round rocks in a river. Now look at the photos and the keywords and answer the questions. Which of these sports and activities would you like to try? Why? Have you ever tried any of these extreme sports? Which ones? What was it like? Which sport do you think is the most dangerous? Why? How do you think the people feel while doing extreme sports? This time, we are going to listen to a very interesting text about extreme sports and games. Let's review some listening strategies before listening. Before you listen, always look for clues that will help you understand what you are going to listen. Read the questions carefully to help you listen for specific, relevant information. Use your knowledge of the world to try to predict answers to the questions. Guess the answers which you can. Then check when you are listening. Now use the strategies to answer the questions below. Please stop the video and fulfill the task. Now listen and check your answers.
And now we're going to take a look at extreme sports. More and more people are taking them up, but what exactly are they? How dangerous are they? What makes people risk their lives to do them? Michelle is going to tell us all about them.
Speed, excitement, danger. You can find all these in the various extreme sports that have become popular in the last 10 years or so. Take bungee jumping. You jump off a high bridge, like this one I'm standing on now, and you fall, and then just before you hit the ground or water, an elastic rope pulls you back.
Hey Michelle, fancy
No way. There's no way I'd go through with that, I'm telling you. And other extreme sports appear just as crazy. Look at this video. In sky surfing, you jump out of an aeroplane and use a board to surf the air, doing gymnastics in mid-air. Amazing, isn't it? And extreme sports on land can be just as dangerous. Winter sports have always had an element of danger. I'm into skiing myself, and I've had a couple of nasty falls. But new sports like snowboarding, extreme skiing are much more dangerous. Probably the most dangerous of the new winter sports is snow rafting. It's difficult to get across just how dangerous it is, but imagine. You sit in a rubber boat and sail down a mountain at great speed. And you can't control the boat. Crazy, isn't it? Of course, in whitewater rafting, you sit in a small inflatable raft and go down a river at great speed. Fast-flowing mountain rivers are the best. Then there are sports like ice canyoning and ice diving for those people who are absolutely crazy. Ice diving is not easy to set up because you need good diving equipment and a frozen lake. First, you break the ice, and then you get into the water. Sounds fun, doesn't it? And if that's not enough, you then try to walk upside down on the ice. Ooh, I feel cold just watching it.
One more listening task is waiting for you. This time, you have to complete the table. Exercise 4, page 14. Two people are talking about extreme sports, Carol and Jonathan. They also express their preferences. We will be able to check the exercise later.
Lesson 3, Exercise 4. Listen to two people talking about extreme sports. Complete the table in your book.
So tell me, Carol, what sort of extreme sports do you do?
I like bungee jumping. It's great, really exciting.
But what makes you do bungee jumping?
Well, I get nervous, you know, but when I'm jumping, I feel great. It's like being a bird.
Really? What about other extreme sports?
I'd love to try sky surfing, but it's very expensive, you know.
Right. Are there any sports you wouldn't try?
I'm pretty adventurous, but even I wouldn't like to do snow rafting. There have been some terrible accidents. I hate doing boring sports like tennis. Personally, I prefer to stay at home.
Oh, it's not that bad. Thank you very much, Carol. And now we have another extreme sports fan, Jonathan. Jonathan, what extreme sports do you do?
Well, I prefer winter sports. There's something about snow. I love going skiing. And I quite like snowboarding. It's really cool.
So why do you do it?
Well, as I said, I'm a snow fanatic. and I love sports where there's speed. I can't stand slow sports, you know, like sailing.
What other sports would you like to try?
I'd quite like to go ice diving. It sounds crazy.
Are there any sports you wouldn't like to try?
Oh yeah, I can't stand heights. I'd hate to do bungee jumping. It looks absolutely terrifying.
It certainly does. Right, Jonathan, thank you very much.
I hope you are not tired after the previous tasks, because I would like you to practice some grammar. Conditional sentences of the third type, unreal condition in the past. We have already reviewed conditional sentences type 0, 1 and 2 before.
Use third conditional to describe hypothetical situations in the past or regrets about the past. For example, if you'd phoned me yesterday, I would have helped you. If I had followed my dreams, I would have become an artist. Pay attention that such words as long as, providing or provided that, on condition that, are synonyms to if or only if, and are usually used with the real conditionals.
Let's continue with some more examples of the rule. You should keep in mind that we put comma before the main clause. We don't put comma before the if clause. Example 1. If she had not been there, she might not have married him. She might not have married him if she had not been there. No comma in this case. Was she there? Yes. Did she marry him? Yes. Example 2. If she had visited India, she could have tried mountain climbing. She would have tried mountain climbing if she had visited India. Did she visit India? No. Did she try mountain climbing? No. It's a hypothetical past situation, the situation which is impossible to change. One more example. If I had done my homework, I would not have made this mistake. It's a regret. Did he make this mistake? Yes. Did he do his homework? No. That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed our study. Your home assignment is: learn active vocabulary, extreme sports. Write sentences about your preferences. Continue the sentences using the pattern to talk about the unreal situation in the past. Conditional sentences type 3. Answered all the questions of today's lesson in written form.